Hey everybody, welcome to my first live. We'll see how it goes. I've never done this before, as I said, so we're gonna try it out. I'm just gonna start talking, start showing you what I'm working on, and got my keyboard up here in case I can chat with anybody. Although it looks like my chat's weird up here, but I've got my phone open so I can see the chat that way. And so I can see the chat that way. Ooh, sorry about that. So I have a couple different sketchbooks. I was just going to show you a couple of things. This is just 8.5 by 11. It is 50 pounds, so it's really only meant for like drawing. But I wanted to show you why. Like this and this and this and this. These were all part of Karen Campbell had a fun Halloween series several years ago. Anyways, I use an elegant writer, but on regular paper. So I don't know if you can see, it's like all wrinkly. This isn't the kind of paper that I really should have used for that, but that's okay. And then I wanted to show you, this is a mixed media. So I don't know exactly, it might be 100 pounds, but this can take a little bit more. Oh, I would love it if it stayed focused. Let me try to fix something here real quick. This is all new, like I said, and let me just see. I don't know. Okay. I'll have to try to figure this out for sure next time. It just keeps going in and out of focus. So sorry about that. But this is just like mostly like liners, but then I was able to use gouache and then more liners. But yeah, so you can use, it's mixed media, but it's not really meant for like a lot of water and things like that. I will use it sometimes. Let's see. Like this is some watercolor and graphite. And then this is watercolor. It got a little bit bumpy. I dripped right there. And then this is watercolor. It also buckled a little bit, but that's okay. And then this is acrylics. And this is one of the things I've been working on, or I started working on this year for my little sketchbook practice. And this was fun. I worked on it for a few days. And then I worked on her. She's super cute. And then last night I drew a cute little avocado. Put that off to the side. I think I'm going to use this sketchbook today. And this is just a 9 by 12 and it's 68 pounds. So that other one might be, it's probably 100. So this one, I have lots of just pencil drawings in, and I really should have a piece of transfer paper or something just over it. Not transfer paper. Anyway, something to protect it. But I've just done kind of practice things like this. I saw like on Pinterest. I was just practicing shadows and things like that. And then this is a way to kind of practice breaking things up. Yeah. And flowers, did an apple. But yeah, so this is, and like this is a little bit of mixed media because her hair is acrylic markers. So that's about as, and it buckled a little bit because it's really not meant for any kind of like media like that, but, or medium like that, I should say. So, but that's okay. I was just kind of playing around and kind of went with what I felt like. So today I'm just going to do maybe some quick sketching. I don't know how long I'll stay on, maybe a half hour, especially since my camera's acting kind of stupid. I'm using my webcam and again, I'm not used to doing this, so it's kind of all new to me. So we're going to kind of figure this out together. A little bit of a weird angle. Okay, we're just going to go for it. So anyways, I have an upcoming live that I'm, or not live, but an upcoming painting that I'm going to do of the goddess Brigid. And I thought I would just kind of work on some sketches for that whole thing. I'm going to have that on Patreon. If you're interested in that, you can check that out. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of be sketching. I'll kind of look to see if there's anybody in the comments, and we'll just go from there. You know, it's my first time and I don't know what I'm doing. We'll give it a whirl. So I have a few just different kind of references around me just to kind of see what I might want to do. But I'm going to maybe do like 3 little like quick ones just to see if I can kind of get it kind of mapped out how I want to do like her hair and things like that. So yeah, I love drawing faces. I draw quite a few of them. I'll have to show you guys sometime. I have several faces I've done in several different mediums. All kinds, very fantasy forward. I love, so right now I'm just going to draw 3 ovals so I can kind of get the placement of where I might want to kind of practice them. I don't even know if you can see that. Get that out of the way a little bit. Okay. Again, I'm learning. We'll see if I even post this video after the live. No big deal. So when I'm drawing faces, like everybody, I think probably kind of cuts it in half and then kind of in half kind of making just like a T right in the center of the face. And then you can put kind of like there would be 3 eyes across if you want it to be more stylized. It would be 5 if you wanted it to be more realistic. So I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of larger ones because that's kind of what I like, a little bit more illustrative. And then about halfway between the eyes and where the bottom of the chin would be, there'd be a line there for the nose. And then you would drop down a little bit more for the mouth, like that. And then kind of just start putting in the shape of the eye. And I just kind of loosely will put that in first. I can kind of shore it up later, kind of play with different shapes. Again, I don't think you can even see what I'm doing. Kind of put a circle where the nose would start, and then you can put the little nostrils in, and then the sides of the nose. And then I like to play with different shapes for the mouth. Sometimes I make them like really pouty. And generally the corners of the mouth will kind of go somewhat near like the little tear ducts of the eyes. Mine aren't always perfect, but again, I'm not really going for perfect. And these are just quick sketches, just for me to kind of work out, like I said, the hair and the view, because I'm going to do one like 3/4. And like this one was closer to the center line than this one, so I'm just going to go ahead and move this eye over. And I've never been able to get both my eyes the same. Just saw your message, Lori. I'm going to have to try to use a different camera, I think. Oh boy. It's kind of frustrating because it's hard for me to access things when I'm on the live. Like I said, this is my first time. Hi, Tina. Oh boy. Let's see. Oh. Well, shoot. I may just have to yeah, I guess for this time, it's more, I mean, it's kind of more about what you're going to work on yourself. So, like for yourself, if you want to sketch something, it's not really about necessarily what I am doing, although I'm trying to explain to you what I'm doing. So, I'll probably only stay on for like another 15 minutes since I can't really get my stinking camera. I'm not used to using my webcam in this way. So, I think I'm going to have to try to set up my camera next time. I practiced live a couple of times, but it just apparently isn't going to work very good. I don't know if it's because of the light. I'm not able to access my camera settings for some reason. Let me try one more thing, and hopefully I can get it to figure out. I'm so sorry. Pull this in frame for a second. Well, shoot. I don't know. It's not letting me access my webcam settings. Let me see. So today. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I'll try that, Lori. I'll go a little heavier on the sketch lines. I'm so sorry. You know, you try to do things, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know if it's because this is also bright. Maybe I'll try to hold it. But anyways, okay. So I'm first, yeah, it's still going to be blurry for some reason. I don't know why. I'm all flustered now. So I'm just going to draw in some loose eyes, kind of get the shape I might want. Maybe put a little line in for the nose. Decide what angle I might want her eyebrows if she wants to be more severe. Can kind of put them at an angle. But anyways, I don't know if you want me to describe what I'm doing or if you just want to do your own thing. I got a new camera. I just haven't had a chance to really get to mess with it. I've been so busy pet sitting. I have barely been home for the last almost 10 days. So I had this planned before one of those came up, so I planned on being home a little bit more to practice. I'm just drawing in some eyelids here. Changing the shape of your eyelids is fun. And then you can put in the pupils. And then depending on where you would put her, like irises, could make her look like she was looking to the side or look forward. It's always fun to try, make the nose longer, make the nose, shorter, because everybody's face is different. It's not about making, the perfect, quote unquote, perfect looking person, unless you want that for some reason. And I like to play with different angles of the lips. And my right side always seems to dip because of the way my hand is held. So, hey, I digress. Thank you guys so much for showing up today. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that so much. All right. And then I'm just going to kind of draw in maybe the angle that I want her face to be. This big circle here, the oval, kind of gives me a guide, but I'll usually kind of shore it up in a little bit of a different way. Then you can decide next to her eyes if you want it to go in, because you can have it go in like that, or you can have it be kind of straight. And then you would go in to where like her cheeks would be, and then meet where you drew her, like her jawline. And sometimes I'll make the faces really like wider, and then maybe not as long, maybe shorter. I also like really long necks sometimes, but the neck usually starts kind of like over, not quite to the corner of or where the mouth is. But again, I also like super skinny necks, so I'll do like super skinny long ones. But for this one, I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit wider. And then for her hair, I'm going to start it. Your hair is like off your scalp. So if this is like where the top of her head would be, the hair would sit up past it, so that, because it doesn't really sit right on top of your head. That's a little too far, but you can kind of make it start here in the center, kind of swoop, do a little swoop-a-doop, and then it can come like that. You can kind of mimic that on the other side. And then there would be little hairs, that would be kind of going up into this big swoopy hair here underneath there. Hopefully that makes sense. And then back here, I'd have be the very back of her head. And then the center line would be where her hairline or part would be. And then you would just have hair kind of going kind of like a rainbow and then coming back down. You could have it blowing in the wind. You could have it be kind of whatever you want. I'm going to kind of keep it sort of close to her head on this one. And again, I'm just going to kind of do this sort of fast. I think I want to have a braid on this one. So I'm just going to kind of have the hair kind of meet down here. I'll have to do just a hair video sometime. And then for braids, there's a couple fun ways you can do a braid. You can almost do it'd be kind of like a heart. Here, I'll draw it bigger. And then you would just keep kind of going down. and then bringing them kind of together at opposite sides. So you can even start with like a line like this and then make them meet that way. So this side I kind of made crooked here. So this one I'll bring in and go a little bit longer here, that direction, and then bring this one in to meet that one. And this is kind of like a really simplified way to do it. There's a lot more complicated ways, which I might do a video for that too, but I'll do it with a better camera than this whole situation. So hopefully that kind of, me too, Tina. Bridget has to have a braid. I feel like all the goddesses, or especially like the wild ones, have to have a braid or something. and especially like Celtic, I just think of them having braids. So I'm just going to have some of her hair just kind of swooping down, and then I'll just kind of start a braid here. And again, this is just super loose, so I can kind of get an idea of what I want. And then I can have it kind of be tied off there. And then kind of do little swoopies. And then I can have one on this side too, or I can just have the one. I might just have the one for now. I'm having her ears hidden, so I don't have to draw those if I don't want to. Ooh, that would be cool, Tina. A Zentangle that looks like a braid. I like that idea. I might have to try to find that. So then I can just have her hair kind of start swooping out. And again, this is very loose. Thank you, Tina. Let me know. And then I may give her a crown at some point or as well. I haven't decided, like I said, but that would just, you'd see the part on her head, I feel like. And then the rest of it could be hidden in her hair. Like that. And then Tina said, thanks so much for joining me. I didn't think you were going to be able to. And then I'm going to erase these so I can draw maybe like a little bit of a 3/4 one, but I can do it a little bit bigger. So hopefully you can kind of see it better. Draw it kind of big here. So I do several ovals, and then technically I will usually kind of pick the ovals that I want. So I don't have 500 of them, to get a little bit of a better idea of how big the face will be. And then I draw a curved line going kind of more one side than to the other, because our heads, you're seeing more of this side than this side. So I'll do that. And then the eyes would also be, I'll drop those down a little bit, kind of on a curve as well. And then, oh, you're sick today? Oh, Tina, I hope you feel better. And then the nose, and then the mouth. And I'm actually going to curve this a little bit more. It's a lot of adjusting as you go. So you can make it, depending on how far you want her to be turning, you could make it so you only see part of the right eye or all of it. I'm going to have you see, I'm going to put her in like where you would be seeing most of the eye. She's just kind of tilting a little bit. And then you would still be like you had an extra eye here in the center. And then you would bring that other eye over here. 3/4, it's not easy. I'll have to show the first time I did one. Oh boy, howdy. It was something. And that's okay, right? That's how we learn. Make that one a little bit bigger, I think. I have several different erasers over here. Mono eraser is nice because you can get into teeny tiny spots. And then for the nose, it will go right next to this inside of the eye. And then it will kind of go back out to not quite the halfway point necessarily of this eye, but I mean, you can play with those perspectives as well. And then it kind of rounds off like so. Little nostril. I'm just loosely putting this in right now. Sometimes you can see the other nostril just a little bit depending on the angle again. So I'm going to go ahead and put her cheek in. I put like a little dip right here and then kind of go out a little bit and then angle it back down like so. I'm going to go ahead and put, this is probably could have been dropped down a little bit too. Again, doing this on the fly, usually a 3/4, I'm going to be messing with for a while because it is not easy. But it's good practice. Much better than I used to be, for sure. Again, I will play with it for a while to try to get the proportions right. I ended up drawing it smaller than I had planned, so I'm just adjusting as I go. That's funny. She's so tiny now. I'm not sure how I did that. And I'll curve up a little bit. And the jawline is usually kind of, if you kind of like right at your mouth, maybe a little bit above. You can kind of play with that. And then her neck. I can't wait to show you the actual drawing that I come up with later whenever I have some time. Oh my goodness. And then her neck would be, part of it would look like it's almost coming out right beneath her chin. And then the other part would be almost to her, where her jawline is. And then her ear would also be here if you wanted to add her ear. And then again, kind of draw her hair. I'm going to kind of give myself a guide this time. Maybe how far I want it to go out. I do like to do little swoop-a-doops. Let me work on our eyes again for a second. Give a little lid. It always takes me a little while to get like the placement of the iris and the eyes. Because again, it's not easy, right? But that's the whole point of having the sketchbook practice, to make it easier. So the more lid you see, that would be, then you would see less of the iris. And I'm having her look kind of off to the side on this one. So if you can see, hopefully you can see, I have her irises off to the side a little bit more. "100%, Tina." It's funny, I allow myself a lot more freedom when I'm working on in a sketchbook. Even if I end up completing it and really like I color it all in and all that kind of stuff, it's funny how I just literally give myself more freedom to try new things. And I've really liked a lot of the stuff that I come up with. I just freak out more. I don't know why, if it's like on a good piece of paper or like an expensive piece of paper or whatever, instead of, it's like, it's okay. It's literally just paper, right? Like, oh, good. I'm glad you can see them a little bit better. But yeah, I'm trying to, well, that's why I set it as a goal, to have a lot more of a sketchbook practice than I used to have. Not that, I mean, I always sketch first, whatever I'm going to be working on for the most part, but to just be able to like go in and draw a bunch of heads or whatever to try to get better at doing them. I don't do all that much, and that's something I feel like is important. So again, I'm kind of having her part be what would kind of be the center. And maybe have some of it so it's like tied back. So it would be kind of swooping back to the back of her head. And this one would have a little swoop too, because it would be kind of being tied back. And give her, I love the swoop. Oh yeah, for sure, Tina. I'll end up using good supplies sometimes, but I just, for whatever reason, it's really hard for me to give myself the freedom to like mess quote unquote mess up on like a good piece of paper. And it's not like I'm using $500 pieces of paper, but I mean, obviously, you know what I'm saying. definitely like kind of wild hair. And like this one, she could also have a braid kind of start down here, kind of underneath. And again, these are wild and crazy braids and things, just kind of marking where I might want them to be. And you can make them fatter or thinner. Like so. Okay, go in here and erase the part of her head that you can't technically see because her hair is in the way. You can have some of it going like it would be going across, like her shoulder would be down here. So it could go kind of in front of her. So it would wrap around. And then you also would not see this part of her neck. Or that ear. Yeah. I mean, directionality with hair matters because of where it would be coming out at. But I would, I'll kind of obviously do that better when I'm actually drawing the final drawing. That's got to come from somewhere on her hair, her head. Ooh, got a little crazy on that one. I'm so annoyed that my webcam is acting stupid. And then you can go in and erase all your guidelines. Kind of see what you've got. And I've been wiping my paper a lot, so it's very smeary. I do have like a makeup brush. It's actually from Thor: Love and Thunder that I'll use a lot of times. Just kind of brush it off instead of using my hand. And then if I want to adjust, like I don't really want her looking that much to the side. So I'm going to kind of adjust where I put her pupils. I'm going to bring this one over. Slightly this way and see how that looks. And this one as well. Eyes there's something. I love to draw eyes, but again, it takes a while to work out. Where you want the placement of things. Tina, what are you working on? Are you drawing something? Or are you just watching me flub everything up? This eye might be over too far this way as well. I'd probably shift it over. It also might be down a little bit too far as well. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You'll have to send me a picture of what you draw. I'm going to go ahead and move this eye. This, oh my gosh, it's several years ago when I was really, really new, really drawing faces. I did draw, and made a painting of Vampirella. She was from a comic book. Anyway, I must have painted over this eye and redone it. Oh my God. I mean, seriously, like 6 times. I was getting so mad. Oh my gosh. She turned out okay. Like, I don't hate the painting. I'll have to show you guys that. Sometime she's actually hanging on my wall, but up in another room. It was comical though. It just kept looking like it was just floating somewhere out in space or something. It just, oh my gosh, it was just ridiculous. Of course, I've been pushing hard, which I wouldn't normally do if I was just doing this myself, but I wanted to make it so you could try to see it. I wouldn't have all these extra lines that you can still see because I can't really erase them because I've been pressing too hard. But that's okay. Yeah, Tina, I have come a long way, that's for sure. Drawing faces is one of my favorite things. But it's funny. I'll draw a piece of artwork, and I absolutely love it. Like, I am just like in awe of myself. And then I'll go to draw another one, like in another day, a week later or several days later. And I'm like, I don't even know how I drew the first one because I'm like, it's like my arm is broken and it doesn't understand how to draw anymore. It's pretty funny. It's like, what's going on? Why can't you do it? Oh, I love the Funko style. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have drawn, like, if you quote unquote realistic, if you will, not like full on like realism, if you will, but things that would be, more kind of considered a little bit more realistic. But I tend to like to do like really stylized things, very illustrative, as you know, so that there's a little bit more room, I feel like, for playing, and it doesn't have to, be perfect. Like, it can feel like it has to be perfect, I feel like, whenever it's realistic, I guess. Hopefully that makes sense. Boy, howdy. Her eyes. Yep. Yep, Tina. Now she just looks like she's looking two different directions. Oh my God. That's too funny. I was going to just draw fruit. Maybe I'll do that next time. Oh, she's a hot mess. That is hilarious. Oh my God. Oh, grief. This one's slanted more than this. That is just too funny. But yeah, that's what I go through. I'm like, I have to keep erasing, or altering, and this is a very hard pose. Honestly, for the Bridget painting, this is not the pose I will do. I'm sure the sun's shining in. I'm gonna go put something in front of my window. Hold on one second. Sorry. Hopefully that helped. I forget that certain times of the day I have direct sun coming in my window, and then it makes weird shadows, and it really washed that out so you couldn't hardly see it. But anyways, yeah, I will be making the Bridget drawing face on, or like, straight on, not really off to the side. Give her a big scar over that eye. That's true. She is the goddess and keeper of animals and spring, and oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Just be like, have it be, oh my gosh, my cat has like this weird eye, and it's not a scar, but anyways, I'm like, I could just give her, yeah, that's too funny. I'll just give her a patch. I'll give her an eye patch. It'll be like it got scratched out by something. Oh my god. Oh, that's hysterical. The eyebrow is too low now. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. By the time right now, yes, Frankie. Right now it just looks like she has a black eye because I erased it so many times. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. That is very funny. All right, I'm going to try this again one more time here. I also think I'm making it too large. If this doesn't work, she's getting a patch. She's getting an eye patch. Instead of a goddess, she'll be a pirate. I'll have to learn how to draw a parrot. Oh my gosh, my eyes are watering. I'm also using a blunt pencil right now because this one, I'm not sure if there's any more lead in it. I was super prepared today, everybody. My goodness. Oh boy. Like I said, I don't know if you were on yet, Tina, but I've been pet sitting, so I haven't really been home much, and I've been so frazzled and stressed out. One of them came up after I had already kind of scheduled this live, so I just wanted to try to keep to a schedule. But yeah, I wasn't quite as prepared as I guess I thought. I should see yours right now. Oh goodness, too funny. You can post it in Patreon, or you can message me, I don't know how many times I'm going to move this one, but yeah, she's over it. She is so pissed off that I can't get her eye right. She's literally giving me the stink eye. Oh my gosh. Oh, I do have no. Oh, I do. I do have some lead in there. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to draw an eye patch. Do it like this. Let's color it in all the way. Oh, goodness gracious. And then it would have to go up over her nose, right? And then up that way, and then it would have to connect here as well and go. It would go like that way. Oh my gosh, that is hysterical. And I could also make it so her hair really goes in front of that eye. That really hides it too. She is stunning. Oh my goodness. That is funny. Goddess of animals. Of land and water. Was it water? Oh, and sea, yeah. Yeah, that's funny. Oh my goodness. That's funny. Oh my gosh. My whole hand is like covered in pencil. Graphite. So there we go. Those are the two that I kind of roughly came up with. Definitely helped me decide that I'm doing a front forward view. I'm going to have at least one braid, and I think I am going to give her just some kind of little crown, if you will. Maybe it'll be kind of like branches or something, since she's you forgot how to draw noses. Oh goodness. Yeah, because she's like spring and things like that. Oh my gosh, the sun keeps coming in. But for noses, like, again, there's so many different ways you could do it. But I always kind of start with a circle. We'll say, let me move that. Ay, ay, ay. I need the sun to stop messing with me. Okay. The easiest way, like if it's already on the face, like I did this one, I like to just start with a circle kind of for placement. And then from the circle, this part right here would be kind of like the little under part of the nose. And then I kind of do like a little rainbow. You could do like a little rainbow on both sides. Like that. And then this would be kind of where the nostril is. I don't know if you can even see that. And then from those little areas, you would draw the little sides of the nose, and they can be connecting, or it can be kind of off to the side a little bit where it's not actually connecting right there. And it can drop down a little bit below the nostril. And I also play with like different nostril sizes. And then I would just erase kind of this center line. And maybe the whole circle. And then the top of the nose could be kind of up here. Like if you were going to put like a little highlight or something. Now she has a nose mustache. Oh, goodness. And then the bridge of the nose, which I don't always draw the whole bridge of the nose. Sometimes I will, or I'll just, instead of drawing it, I would kind of put it in with shadow. I use two different ways. Let me erase that. So because something like that, which again, it's almost impossible to see probably. Yeah, there we go. She needs a mustache. Maybe one with like a handlebar mustache. Oh my gosh. There we go. She's beautiful. Oh boy. She can have one that is like goes down a little bit and then curls up. She's fancy. Hercules meow again. Good, good. Give him a high five for me. Oh, that's hysterical. All right. Well, I thought I would stay on for about an hour. That was really fun, Tina. And a shout out to Lori for showing up for me too today. I know you couldn't stick around, but thanks for your feedback. And yeah, I will definitely try to get the camera. Well, no, not try. I will have the camera situation worked out before the next one. Like I said, I got a new camera, so I will work with that one and see if that could work a little bit better. And yeah, that way you could see what I'm doing. But again, I'm going to try to do one, I think, every month and work on whatever you want. It's just, I just thought it would be a really fun way for us to connect and get to chat and have fun. I had so much fun today. So I really appreciate you being here. But Tina, make sure you send me what yours looks like, because that would be awesome. And yeah, I will talk to you all later. And I may post this. I haven't decided yet, just simply because it's kind of out of focus, but I did have a good time. So I'm glad, Tina. Thanks again. And I will see you very soon. All right. Bye, everybody.